Hi guys. All right, so welcome to my Get Ready With Me. If you are new here, I just put my face on for the day and we chit chat. I have it so you can ask questions down below, and then the next week's video I will answer those questions. Anything about my life, me. I have a husband and two kids, a 14-year-old girl and a 10-year-old girl. So in a nutshell, that's my life. And I work at Walmart in the garden center, and now we picked up toys. They did a bunch of changes. Anyways, so let's just delete a tad bit of me. I don't have any questions from last week. Last week I did kind of open up about some stuff that's going on in our life, so I'll give you an update on that as I do it. So the first thing we're going to start with is our eyes. I always start with my eyes first, in case there's any fallout, it's easier to wipe it off with my makeup remover wipes instead of wiping off possibly my complexion stuff like my foundation and primer and all that. So we're going to start with my Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer. And I just use my fingers. I feel like it's just a lot easier to get it into the eyeballs. So, and just so you know, I film this on Tuesdays and then upload it on Wednesday. So it is Tuesday right now. So how was everyone's Monday? Did you guys have a good Monday? It's been quite crazy for us. Yesterday wasn't bad for me, other than the fact that I was the only one at work. My boss had the day off. There was no other associates, so it was me, and I had quite a bit to do and a couple of projects. I got most of one of the projects done. I got the other one done, and then most of the other one. It just was a lot for one person to do, and then I also had to put stuff away. I had to put freight away on the shelves, and then put them like up on the top shelf if there wasn't room on the shelf. So all right, so today I haven't used this in a while, and I do have a foundation that I haven't used in a very long time. I actually think I've only used it once on camera with you guys, but we're gonna do the Too Faced Natural Lust. I'm so excited because I have an eyeshadow coming in my Ipsy, and possibly a Natasha Denona in my BoxyCharm, which I should have. Shipping says Friday. I usually get a day early, so I'll probably have it on Thursday. And I upload videos Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So I'm not sure if I'll have that up Friday or not, because I should have my Ipsy by then too. It should be here tomorrow or Thursday. So I'm hoping to get the Natasha Denona just because I've never tried anything from her. I know a lot of people really want it. I'm not going to be upset if I don't get it. I just want to try because I've never tried anything from her. Anyways, so we're going to just do a simple eye look today. My husband and I have some errands to run. I'm going to go get my hair trimmed. As you can see, I have not had it trimmed in forever. Like, my split ends are terrible. I've just been so busy. I'm dealing with the stuff that we're dealing with right now. I just haven't done it, and I need to go do it. So I'm going to go do that today as well. So it's just going to be a basic look. I think I'm going to start with my Morphe M507. I also do the Morphe brush subscription. I skipped last month, so that's why you haven't seen one yet, just because there wasn't really anything I was interested in, and I have a lot of eye brushes, and that's what they had for this month, and then the trade options wasn't anything I was interested in, or I already had those brushes. So is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and jump in first with DM. I'm just going to put it here on the top area. Wrong brush. Sorry, guys. We're starting with the Morphe M505. That's the second brush. So I'm just going to put that in my crease. It's a pretty, like, light purple, but it's really pretty. And then just remember to always tap off that excess. And then I'm just grabbing this mirror just so I can see. And I'm just gonna, I have what you would call, for one, aging eyes. I definitely got the almost 35-year-old jeans. I would be 35 next month on the 4th. But I also have hooded eyes. So eyeshadows, I've really had to experiment with eyeshadow looks and I have a mirror in front of me too. So sometimes once I get the eyeshadow placed, I'll go ahead and look in that mirror to blend. But I'm going to go ahead and use the M504 for blending. I just think it's a really good big blending brush, and it would just blend this out in any harsh lines, or if I placed a little too much like I did here, right here on the outer corner, I placed a little too much there. I didn't spread it out, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep blending right there until we get it to how I want it. All right, I think that looks good. All right, so now we're going to go and do the same thing to the other eye. Maybe not put as much on. I think that was part of the problem. But yeah, so I've really had to experiment with my eyeshadow looks because of having mature eyes and hooded eyes. Which honestly, I don't remember if I had hooded eyes my whole life. Or if that's just happened with age. If you're new to my channel, I am actually still quite learning about makeup. On Mother's Day this past year, so almost, actually, was it this past year? I think it was this year. My husband, all right, so I got that placed. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and blend. My husband went and bought me Too Faced makeup, and I never even actually honestly heard of Too Faced. I always, when I did use makeup, always use store brands. I was always such a basic makeup kind of gal. I would only do one eyeshadow on my eyelids, foundation every once in a while. I never even used primer. And I always took care of my skin, but not like I do now. I've become a big skincare junkie, especially as I've gotten older. I'm trying to take better care of it. So when he did that, and I learned how expensive that eyeshadow, he got me the watermelon eyeshadow palette from Too Faced. If you know anything about Too Faced, which you probably do, I sure as hell do now. Like, I've got a lot of Too Faced eyeshadow palettes. I'm just blending this out a little bit more. I noticed it's still a little bit darker over here than here, so I think I'm gonna just go ahead and place a little bit more on that outer corner, on the up here, just not a lot, just to kind of give it the same. Obviously we want the same color. There we go. I started to experiment more with like highlighters and bronzers, because if you don't know, the watermelon palette has a bronzer, highlighter, and a blush. I've always been scared of blush. Blush is something obviously I knew about, but I've always been scared of it because I've always been scared to make myself look like a clown. All right, so that is the final look for that. I just blended it. It's gonna look better, don't worry. And I feel like it looks better up close in the mirror than it's coming off on camera. But let's move my lighting. There we go. I went ahead and put a little bit more here, and then we just blended it out as we got in the inner corner. And then now I'm going to use the M507, and we're going to jump into Spank Me right here. I love that one. And I'm going to put this in my outer corner and up into my crease. So I'm just putting quite a bit on just because of where I'm placing it. I like to use this one, or sometimes I jump between this or a brush like this to do my outer corner, just because it's very precise. But we're going to go with this one today, because sometimes I don't even put anything in my crease, but we're going to go ahead and do that. Well, I'm going to start by putting it in the outer corner and just light strokes. But yeah, so I was always such a basic makeup kind of gal. You know, I just did, ooh, I got some outside my eyes, but that's what makeup remover is for, right? I always just did, like I said, foundation every once in a while, eyeshadow just on the lid, and then I would do eyeliner and mascara. That was it. That's all I used to do. Now, I'm not saying I'm a pro at makeup still. I'm definitely still learning, but I've gotten so much better. And I just felt like, you know what, he spent all this money, and that wasn't the only thing he got me. He got me expensive brush set. I mean, he went all out. He spent a lot of money. Him and the kids did. So I felt like, you know, you got this palette. I can't let it go to waste. All right, I'm just going to grab a makeup remover wipe because, as you can see, I got a little bit up there. That's always the hardest part, I feel like, for me with doing my eyeshadow is I feel like my eyes always do that, always. I always end up getting it right there. So I'm just going to wipe that off. Just lightly wipe it off. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in. I got that on my crease. Tap it off. And I'm just gonna put just a little bit up there. So I'm just gonna go up a little bit higher on this side. But I've learned a lot since then about makeup and how to do makeup. Definitely still learning. That's a given. Definitely still learning about it, but I've been having a lot of fun learning too. Like some days my looks do not turn out how I want them to. It's even happened here on camera, but I've had fun doing it. I just need to wipe a little bit of that off. I went up a little too high. All right, so now we're gonna head on over to the other eye and do the same thing. And sometimes I get really like concentrated when I'm doing my eyes, so if I end up getting quiet, I'm sorry. I just feel like I said, with the fact that I have hooded eyes and mature eyes, I feel like I've got to concentrate more on what I am doing. So there are times I get really quiet and I stop talking. Or right before I start the eyes, I stop talking. So does anyone have plans for Veterans Day? That's tomorrow. We don't. Kids aren't going to be in school. I'll be home, so probably just spend time with them. Sorry if you guys can't see. I have a problem with that sometimes. My hand gets in the way of the camera. And I am definitely still learning when it comes to filming and having this YouTube channel. I'm still expanding. I've talked about to my husband, probably with taxes, because you know we've got 2 children we're supporting solely on our own without the help of their dad, and we won't be getting help from their dad for quite some time. All right, just gotta do a little bit of cleanup on that one too. And like I said, I'll get into the update of that, and if you didn't watch my video from last week or you're new to my channel, I'll update you on what all that's about here in a bit. I think I ended up getting a little up there. Okay. All right, so now I'm just gonna take just a tiny bit of that same color and then just do what I did on the other side and go up a little. There you go. Now I'm gonna put some on this side. need to make that even. There's not any on the outer part on this side. So we're just gonna fix that real quick. There we go. All right. All right. So we've got the outer color there. I'm gonna go ahead and take that big brush and we're just gonna blend just a little bit, not very much at all. So we're going back to the M504, a really big fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna blend. Just make sure there's no harsh lines and it kind of just blends all together. All right. Do the same to this eye. I'm just doing light outer strokes. Okay. All right. I've got a little bit of, oh, I almost dropped something. A little bit of cleanup on this side. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna go in with a lighter color to brighten up the inner corner. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that Morphe M431 that I was talking about. And I think we're going, I'm trying to use colors I haven't used yet, but I think I've used almost every color. Let's go ahead and use Fall Hard. So it's that one right there. So it's just a light pink. Just want to brighten it up a little. At least I want to. I like to. I don't need a lot. I don't put a lot on the inner corner. I just go about there. It's a very light pink, so I'm going to put a little bit more on. I do want a little bit more. Tap it off. And then my favorite part, one of my favorite parts I should say, is picking the pretty sparkle. And I think we're going to go with one I haven't used yet. And it's going to be a pink to match this inner corner here. So I'm just getting this inner corner pink color. And I don't go very far in from the eye. Just a little bit more. And you guys, I can't wait to go get my hair cut today. It's so unhealthy. I've put it off way too long. The girls were gonna get their hair dyed a while ago, and then we just had a bunch of stuff come up. Like Lillian got really sick, and because of COVID, they wouldn't, they weren't gonna let her in. And then just so much stuff. And then we ended up dyeing her hair with spray paint for Halloween. So now we're waiting for that to come out, and that's what I was waiting for. I was just gonna go get cut when they got the hair done. All right, so I think we're going to use this color Too Good right there, that sparkle. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my fingers. I haven't used this one yet, so I'm not sure how blinding it is, but I'm not necessarily going for one that's blinding today. We've already got some pretty dark colors. Oh, that's good. That works on the outer corner. So I'm just sticking this in the middle of my eyeball. See? We're not done. We gotta get more on there and finish putting it on the middle, but that's where I'm putting it. And I'll bring it just a little bit onto the darker purple color on the outer corner, but not much. So there you go. That's what the finishing look is like on this side. So now we're going to jump to the other side. Oh, this side's always harder for me to see. All right, we're gonna put a little bit more. There's definitely some fallout, so there you go, guys. That's why. That's why I do my eyeshadow first. It was a trial and error for me, and I'm not the best at getting these on without getting the sparkle everywhere. All right, so I'm just gonna clean my finger there and then clean up under my eyes, and then we're gonna move on. And as you'll also notice, I do not do my mascara right away either. I get my eyeshadow done. I'm gonna let that dry for a minute so I can do the lower lash line color, and then we're done with the eyes for now. But what I'll do is I will do my eyes, and then I will go on to foundation, and then after foundation I'll use my concealer. Then after concealer I will go on with eyeliner and my mascara. Sometimes for me that works, because in case there's any type of smearing or anything like that, it's just not ruining it. Just easier for me. I don't feel like there's hard rules in makeup. All right, so now I'm going to use this Morphe brush. It doesn't have a number on it. And I'm going to take that DM color, so that very first color we put on in the upper transition color up there. That's the color I'm going to put on my lower lash line. I actually, when I first started learning eyeshadow looks, I didn't even do this. I just started doing this about a couple months ago. I just watched some YouTube videos and I saw some other people doing it, and I was like, you know what? That looks nice. I like that. And obviously, you know, some people like put more than one color down here and they smoke it out and things like that. I don't do that. I just do the one color, but there's so many different looks you can do with putting a lash line color down. I have experimented with different colors down here before, you know, like multiple colors, and there's times that I've only brought it halfway instead of from corner to corner, or I've done one color halfway and then another color the other way. I've experimented a little, but for the most part, I just use one color. And it's typically either the transition shade, so the first color I use, or that outer corner color. But I used a pretty dark color for that, and I don't want to darken under my eyes too much because, well, we already got that problem as it is when you don't get sleep. Okay, so that's what that looks like. So the eyes are pretty much done besides liner and mascara. And like I said, we'll jump to that here in a bit. All right, so now I'm going to close this up, put this aside, and we are going to jump to our first primer. I usually use 1 to 2 primers. Normally it's a hydrating primer and then a pore type of primer. My pores have gone a lot better compared to before I became a skincare junkie, but I still got them. They never go away. They're just smaller now, which is nice. There's even some days that I feel like they're really good and I don't need to even use a primer for my pores. So I don't even use a primer. And I don't know what is going on with this shadow right here. So I'm just going to blend it a little. This transition shade right here. Just looking a little. There we go. That looks better. Okay, and sometimes I use 3. Sometimes I use a hydrating primer, a pore primer, and then like a brightening primer. But my skin's already pretty bright today from the skincare that I used. So I'm putting on my hydrating primer, and it is the Sauté London Watermelon Burst. I got this months and months ago in my Ipsy, and yeah, I still got it. I love the smell. I love how hydrated your skin feels afterwards. I had, let me phrase that. I had combination skin, and then I've noticed my skin starting to become more dry than combination. So I focus a lot on hydration on my skin and aging type of products. So, hey, anyone that's watching, do you guys do BoxyCharm? What do you think of, and if you do, comment down below and let me know if you do, and if you get the base box, what your thoughts were on the choice items. I know a lot of people were kind of bummed out about the items that we were able to choose from. I saw some people on Instagram saying that they weren't happy that there wasn't really any skincare. I didn't notice if there was, but some people don't like getting all the skincare, because there has been months we've got a lot of skincare in BoxyCharm over makeup. So maybe they're trying to listen to customers now. All right, and then my pore primer I'm going to use is the Professional Pore Primer. Now, I started using this one a while ago. That's why this thing is still pretty much full. And it worked when I first started it for the longest time. And then it literally just stopped working. It wasn't doing anything for my pores. So I'll like rub it on and then I'll pat it in too. So I stopped using it, and I researched what other good ones are. I tried Smashbox. That one did not work at all for me. It actually balled up on my skin, and I tried it with different like foundations and things like that. It wasn't the foundation. I just don't think it was one that worked well with my skin. And then I've tried the Tasha Silk Canvas. I have the liquid, not the actual, not the newer one, not the one that, oh, that hand's getting sore. That is almost like a putty. Not that one. I haven't tried that one. I've tried the liquid one, and it works. It does work. But I have that one in a sample, and I actually try to save that one for like special occasions. Just because it is so expensive, even though it is sampled, it still was quite expensive to get as a sample as well. And it's a pretty small sample. So I don't like to use that one unless there's some type of special occasion going on. And as you'll notice, the side of my face is a lot more like white, more clear. This one's red. I don't know what's going on with my skin lately, but that's been happening a lot. I don't know if it's aging. And it's not, it can't be, I don't think it's like the products I'm using, because I'll use them for a long time, like skincare, makeup, and all of that. And I'm pretty sure if it was, it would be happening on my whole face, right? Not just one side. But just thought I'd point that out. It's something I'm getting used to. I've tried like anti-redness serums. Right now I'm using the Bye Bye Redness from It Cosmetics. It's an amazing moisturizer, but it's not helping me as far as the redness goes. All right, so I'm gonna give that just a minute or two to settle in. I like to do that with my pore primers, and then we'll go in with the foundation. And then I found the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. Love that one. That one works better than even this Professional Primer. Out of all the one that I've tried, and I've tried so many, I've gotten rid of some of them because I've tried them like a couple times and they didn't work. I've tried them with different other primers, different foundations, and they still didn't work. So I ended up getting rid of them. I still do have a few, but that one works the most. I got it on Mercari in a sample size, and it's almost gone. That's why I've been using the Professional one, because I'm saving that one too, because I need to bite the bullet and go spend, what, I think it's about 30 bucks for a full size and at Sephora. So I just need to do it. I just need to bite the bullet and go spend the money. All right. Let me just move some stuff around here real quick. Get ready to do foundation. All right, so for foundation today, we're going to use the CoverGirl Plus Olay Simply Ageless. They have this in a liquid form, and then they also have it in this form. I'm going to wet my sponge and then drain it out so it's not dripping wet. And I do melt this in between either my hands or my legs. And I just pat it on and then put it on. It works amazing. The claims say that it glides over your skin. It doesn't crease into any lines, and I'm someone that uses my face when I talk and my hands. I'm a very expressive person. So I've been working hard on these forehead wrinkles. I don't think those are an aging thing. I just think they are from just always being such an expressive person and using my face when I talk a lot. So when I found this foundation, I was excited to try it because of the claims, because that's like one of my biggest things with my other foundations is it sinking into fine lines. And I may not look like I'm turning 35. A lot of people tell me that I don't, and I agree. I definitely don't look that age. But, and then you always want to make sure you get that neck. And I just go 3 dots there, and then I just pull it down, and then I'll blend it in. But I am, but a lot of that is, like I said, the skincare. I've always taken care of my skin, but in the last year, I've really gone into skincare too, like I was makeup. And I've become a huge skincare junkie. I have a routine at nighttime, a routine in the morning. I do have a video from a while back that was a nighttime skincare routine. That's definitely changed. I think I'm going to do another one of these days here shortly and update it. And then I have a morning one as well. A lot of like my treatment type of stuff, like my anti-aging serums and things like that, I'll use at nighttime. All right. Voila. Isn't that amazing? Like, what you see on camera is what you see in person. It went over my pores well. That primer works really well with it. It went over my forehead wrinkles. Like, it definitely does the job. It does not settle into those fine lines, and I love it. I just honestly forgot that I had it and didn't use it for the longest time. All right, so now we're going to jump into my concealer for my face. Or my eyeliner, or my under eyes. I don't conceal my actual face. And I have been using the Benefit Cosmetics Boring Industrial Strength Concealer in the shade number 2. And just like with primers, I searched and searched and searched for a concealer for under my eyes. I mean, I tried so many. The first one I tried, what was that one? I can't remember now. It's like the most famous one. I know that. And with this, I warm it up between my hands and my legs as well. And then I will pat it in with my fingers. The warmth of my fingers gets it into the skin. And I'm not trying to cover like everything. I have accepted I don't sleep, especially right now. I am getting older. Like, I'm not trying to look like a different me. I'm just trying to make me look a little better. So I don't care that to have one that covers every single thing. And my skincare works really well too. And I've got like stuff that I use for like brightening my under eye area and things like that anyway. So, oh my God, what was it called? I think it's from, oh my God, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. It was the very first one I tried, and I tried it for a very long time. I even ended up getting different shades, thinking maybe I had the wrong shade because I never had used concealers as well before I got more into makeup. So I wasn't sure as far as shade range and things like that. And it just didn't work. It was too drying for my under eye area. My under eyes, even when I have the combination skin, has always been so dry. So I definitely keep my under eye area hydrated with eye moisturizers, eye serums that are hydrating, all of that stuff. Even serums that are not for my under eyes, I'll use for under my eyes sometimes too. Can someone take Diggy out, please? Sorry, guys. I totally just yelled in your ear, but someone needs to take that dog out. He's sitting at my door whining. Anyways, God, I can't think of what it's called now. But, and then I tried Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Oh, Tarte Shape Tape. There you go. That was the very first one that I tried. And it did nothing at all. Like I said, it was extremely drying on my under eye area. So as you can see, it's definitely a lot better than what it was. Like I said, I'm not trying to completely make myself look different. Now we're going to try, well, not try, we're going to use a powder to set my under eye area that I haven't used in a long time because I have two new favorite powders, which I don't normally powder my entire face. It's have a love-hate relationship with powders, and it's always hit or miss. There's some powders, like the two that I really love, that I can put all over my face and it looks great. It looks amazing. Then there's others, like the other ones I have, that I work hard to, you know, kind of minimize the look of my pores and stuff, and then it just brings that look back. Like you can see my pores big time once I put those powders on. So I don't, unless I'm using the two that I really like, I don't do anywhere but under my eyes. This one is Physicians Formula, which I love this brand. It's very organic. It's a nice, cheap drugstore brand, but their stuff works great. I love their stuff. So it is their 3-in-1. So you've got this for baking, this for setting, and then this for brightening. I've used the brightening one under my eyes as well, but we're just going to set today. I don't need to use the brightening because I already put brightening stuff down there. And we're going to put some highlighter in the corner of my eye when we get to highlighter to brighten that up as well, if I can open this. All right. And you don't need a lot. So I just take a brush and I just set that so it doesn't move. I feel like almost every under eye concealer is going to crease some. So the thing I do to help with that is I will, before I set this, I will make sure that there's no creases. Why is that? Sorry guys, I'm trying to get powder out and it's not coming out on here. Oh, I think we got it now. No, I guess not. Why are you not coming out? I need it to come out. Okay, I'm gonna have to pour some in the lid. Okay. Anyways, so I think I'm probably gonna put a little bit more under here because I don't know if I got it. But I just take my finger back over it before I set it, after I put down the concealer to try to get any of the creases and stuff out. All right, so we're done with that. And then I will do the same thing after I put powder on. I'll take my finger and I'll just pat, just very lightly. Just, you're patting over it. You're not like pressing it. All right, so now we are done with that. We are gonna go ahead and do liner and mascara. I don't always put a liner on, especially because I put the eyeshadow on my lower lash line, but we're gonna go ahead. I've been doing that lately. We're gonna use the Tarte double-ended thing. Tarte, I think it's the Tarteist Tarte. You have the pencil here, which is what I'll use, and then you have the liquid on that side. I don't do wing liners. I don't do liners on my upper eyes, so it's just my lower lash line. If I can get my mirror to stay. All right. And I'm just gonna put it down here in my water line. Sorry guys, I'm trying to concentrate. I hate having stuff like in my eye, around my eye. So just give me 1 second. All right, so it's not something I feel like that's a huge difference and noticeable, but I like to have it there. Okay, hold on. I gotta disappear for a second. I'm having a hard time getting it here, so I need to get... There we go. Like I said, I'm still learning as well. I'm still learning how to do these videos too. Like, what's a better way to do it, things like that. I did a couple in my room when it was summertime and we had actual light. We don't really have light anymore. All right, now we're gonna hop on into our mascara, which is gonna be the Tarte Sea Surfer Curl. I really like the wand on this, and I don't really get a lot of clumps with this one, so I really do like this one. I also like the Better Than Sex mascara. The name is just awesome. It just cracks me up that they have a mascara that's named that. And then it's good. I like the wand. It doesn't clump up on me either. I have a couple others that are hit or miss. Some days they do, some days they don't. All right, so we just have highlighter, lips, and bronzer left, and then the new setting spray that I got from my last BoxyCharm add-ons. I didn't get it in my box, and I was pretty bummed about my box. Actually, it was the first time I was not happy with my BoxyCharm. Okay, let me just grab these last three things, set them out. All right, so I've talked about Physicians Formula, love Physicians Formula, so we're gonna do the Physicians Butter Bronzer. And we are going to use, I've been using this brush a lot lately. I really like it. We are going to use the Baddington, either this one or one of my Morphe brushes I've been using a lot lately. And I really like those two brushes. All right. And then we're going to tap a little, change this. Okay. And then we're going to blend. And I always blend onto my ear. Oops. Oh, my face has turned red over there. Which sucks because when my face turns red, it makes it hard for me to be able to see, like, do I have enough bronzer on? How's my bronzer look? So you guys need to comment down below and let me know if it looks good. I like that bronzer. I think it looks good. All right, so to update from my last video, I'm not going to go into huge details, but long story short, the girls' biological dad, which is not my husband, he's their stepdad, and quite the amazing stepdad. He is phenomenal. Like, he's great to us, you know, like, we're very lucky to have him. You know, he shows the girls a good example of what a man is, how a man should treat a woman, and a great example of a dad. I mean, he's great. But their biological dad, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit down here. Sometimes I'll do this, and I'll put some on my forehead and my nose, but we're not doing that today. We're just doing the cheeks and the chin. But long story short, their biological dad has suffered with addiction for quite some time. He got in trouble last year, went into specialty court, which is like drug court, and ended up messing up because he left state and So they sentenced him to a rider, which was about little less than a year in prison. He got out. He was doing good. He relapsed. He's on probation when he got out and got in trouble again. So they've terminated his probation. That's a given, because anytime you pick up new charges, it wasn't that he just like violated his probation. He picked up 2 new controlled substance possession charges. And okay, so we're using the Ofra. Soho is the name, I believe, for the highlighter. But yeah, so he picked up 2 new charges, and he's in jail right now, waiting to have his hearing this Thursday. It's a preliminary. Oh, and I'm using Luna Magic Brush that I bought on my car. It was actually something that was a variation of Boxytron, but I never got it, so I picked it up in my car for like $4, so pretty cheap, plus 3 something shipping. Anyways, so a preliminary would be the state would present any evidence they had for the charges. Oh, he also has so he has 2 possession felony charges. Then he has a probation violation, and then a misdemeanor for drug paraphernalia. So he has $10,000 bond for the 2 new felony charges, and then he's got $150 for the drug paraphernalia. And then at this point, he didn't have a bond for his probation violation. They hadn't had that hearing yet. They had that last week, and they didn't give him any bond for it. So that means they're making him sit in jail while he waits to go to trial. But his preliminary hearing, he'll probably just waiver like he did last time, because he knows he can't fight it. He even admitted it to his probation officer, I guess. They came to his house and searched his house. It's his story. He said that someone ratted him out. He's good about placing blame on others. And you know what? I feel like even if they did, if someone did, well, he still made that choice, right? He still made the choice to use. So, but I guess when they found this stuff, they admitted it was his. So, yeah, I guess that's a first for him. I'm going to use this Morphe brush. The last one I used was another Morphe. If you didn't know, I have a lot of Morphe brushes, especially because I have that subscription. And I'm going to put this in the corners of my eyes. So, he will probably do that. That's what he did last time, which will speed up the process. And then his next hearing will be sentencing, but he could spend as little as 2 years, because he's going back to prison. When you pick up new charges like he did, especially felony ones, like I said, wasn't the fact that he just violated. He had drugs in his possession and needles and all that stuff. I went into a little bit more detail in my last Get Ready With Me, so if you're a little curious about it, you can go back and watch that. It was quite an emotional video, just to warn you guys when I got to talking about that in the video. So he's looking at between 2 to 7 years back in prison. So he'll have that hearing on Thursday, and then like I said, he'll probably waiver it. It's what he did last time, speeds up the process, and then he'll go over to actual felony court, and then he'll have his sentencing hearing and get sentenced to whatever they decide to give him. And when he gets out, it won't be probation again, it will be parole, because he's already had probation. So he already messed that up. And like I said, he already has specialty court, so he can't, you know, if he keeps messing up, it's just in and out of prison. And eventually they're probably telling you, just going to serve your time, which will be, I don't know, they give you credit for how long, you know, you spend like in the jail here and spend time in prison. So say he ends up with 2 years, gets out, messes up, goes back, and he has up to 7 years, he'd have 5 years left. So at that point they could give him another 2 years, you know, I don't know, just depends. So that's kind of the update. We're just waiting. They, like I said, they didn't give him any bail amount for his violations, which tells me they probably had more than just this as a violation. I didn't go to that hearing. The first one where they talked about what he was found with and stuff was just too hard for me, so I didn't go to it. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably go to a sentencing one. But right now we don't know. Oh, my lip stuff. That's right, we have lips. And then we'll be done. Right now we just don't know what that's going to be. And last we knew, they were having you sit in jail for about 6 months before they will send you off to prison because of COVID too. But I don't know. We'll see. So I'm just going to put some chapstick on real quick to hydrate the lips. And I am going to be speaking with my attorney. And now we're going to do the Tresiques and Bilsey Board Rocks. I don't know. It looks like this. So it's like a deep pink red. It's a lip crayon. And I'm just going to... Oh yeah, it's a pink. I need a lip liner. Yeah, I totally need to get some lip liners. I don't usually, that's real pink. I don't usually use lip products, especially on days that I work because I have to wear a mask. And then I'm going to use this Live Glam in You Fancy lip gloss. I got this when they were having a sell. The Morphe brush subscription I do, they have, I think it's bi-monthly for eyeshadows, and then every month you can do this. I just have the brush subscription, but I picked up 2 of these for me and 1 for the girls. Then they had a sale going on over the summer. So that definitely dyed down the pink a little, which is totally fine with me because that was really pink. But it gave it a nice little glossy look. So voila, that's the look, guys. What do you think? Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Give me any tips if you got any tips, especially for eyes. Like I said, I'm still learning eyes and everything. But now we're going to try... I've actually already tried this last week's and Get Ready With Me. I had it and totally forgot to try it with you guys. But I couldn't wait because I already waited a week to try it. So I have used it, but I love it. It is, let me scoot back just a little. It has such a fine mist and it's such a cute bottle. Look at that, so cute. I'm a sucker for packaging if you're new here. I love packaging. Sometimes companies sell me their product just by packaging. If I think the packaging's cute, I'll buy it and try it. Adorable, but that's what it is. And I love this spray. It's such a nice fine mist. So I'm gonna cover my eyes, get my forehead. I could probably spray that longer because it's such a nice fine mist, and look how well it does to the face. I mean, so hydrating, and it feels so cooling on the redness part of my face right now. So yeah, comment down below any questions you guys have for me, and I will answer them in next week's Get Ready With Me. But this is the final look, and when you guys see me next week, my hair is going to be all trimmed up. It's going to look nice. It's not going to look so ugly and dead because it is so unhealthy right now. I'm so excited after my husband's done working. We're going to go in town, get some groceries, and get this hair chopped. It's probably going to be, I would say they're probably going to cut about that much. It's probably going to get short, but that's okay. Cut whatever they have to get the nasty split ends off and get it healthy again. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for watching. And like I said, comment down below any questions you have. I'll answer next week. Let me know what you think about the products I used today, the look I made. Any tips you have for me, give it to me. I'm not gonna feel hurt. Like, I'm still new to this. Like I said, I've been experimenting for a while, but I'm still experimenting. I am by no means a pro at makeup. I just love turning on my camera, doing my makeup, and talking to people, and I love this channel. It's been a huge outlet for me over almost a year, actually, and definitely with everything going on right now. I've made some amazing friends out there, so I love them all, and you all know who you are. And if you are new but you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers so I can do another fun giveaway for you guys. I got awesome goodies, skincare, makeup, accessories all set aside. But I gotta hit that 200, so go tell your friends and subscribe. And please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys here very soon. Bye!